Was that the test you wanted after last week, or last few weeks?
Oh yeah, it was a test, wasn't it? And we made it probably into more of a test than it should have been. I thought Barrow, particularly, the kicking game was really dangerous, and they took the odds to it and got a lot of joy from that. And then they had a sustained spell of pressure in the second half that got them points. I thought we started unbelievable, then probably too easy for us at the start, and it felt like we just sort of dropped a couple of levels. And I thought we made a lot of unforced errors, real sort of loose, uncharacteristic from what we've seen so far, and we put ourselves under a bit of pressure. But I think it'll be good for us. A bit more in terms of, look, you've got to deal with a little bit of adversity. You've got to deal with lots of lows. I thought it was a real stop-start game, and too many penalties in it, and it just ended up being a bit of a war of attrition in the second half, where we made a lot of errors and there was no real flow to the game. So, well, I think there's a lot of disappointing bits there, but we're in a semi-final, aren't we? We one game away from Wembley, so we'll learn some lessons from that, and we'll move on.
Is it again that concentration issue where you go 12-0 up after 8 minutes? It's difficult to keep the foot on the gas, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't know how many points we've scored, 200 and I don't know how many, in previous 3 games. So it's it kind of felt like that right at the start, where we score with our first set and then we score again soon after. It doesn't do anybody any good when things are too easy, even if you might think so at times. So like I say, some disappointing bits, but we've won a game. There's some lessons there for the boys, for them as a team, because regardless of whether there's a few of them, quite a few of them who've played together before, there are quite a few who haven't been in this team before and been in that kind of scenario. So I think that we'll learn a lot from it.
As you said, they're willing to try different things. With a kick from the scrum, for instance, they were throwing different things at you this afternoon, Barrow.
Yeah, which I'd sort of seen, and I gave the boys a bit of a tip up, but he used every trick in the book today. They've got the ball back from a dropout, which seemed pretty obvious to me, but we somehow weren't ready for it. And then he's got his short kicking game, kicks from a scrum. Just thought he kicked exceptionally well. It's probably one of the best kicking games I've ever seen, if I'm honest. He had the ball on a string. So look, credit to Barrow. I thought they were really tough and uncompromising, and they stuck at it. After that start, anything could have happened, and they hung in there and they got a lot of joy out of it. So they'll feel pretty good. I think that they've come here and really competed with us, and we'll feel like, even though we've won the game, we'll probably feel a little bit worse than they do, which is ironic.
More work on play the ball in training this week?
Oh, I can't tell you how much work we've done on play the balls and being square. I can't tell you. We've done hours after hour, but you get in the heat of it, and I thought he was very, very pedantic. And they got done for the first one, and look, if he hadn't touched it, he's a millimetre off. Now, either he's got X-ray eyes or he's taking a punt at it. I think it's too much, if I'm honest. I think all of it is too much. I don't think the game needs it. I think it's punctuating the game way too much. Don't get it. Don't think. I think it's taking it just way too far to be stopping a game and giving a penalty for that. I'm telling you now, if he's a millimetre off, he's a millimetre off. It's crazy. So.
Another step up next week then, Challenge Cup, Featherstone away from home, obviously a ground plenty about.
Yeah, I don't think they're playing this week, are they? So they had a week off, and not sure whether that's a good or a bad thing. I've seen it be both, but we've played on that field, so we know what it's like. It's pretty heavy, been a lot of rain about. It'll be a bit next week, so I said to the boys in there, look, every team's going to want to do this to you, so get used to it and learn to deal with it a little bit better.